Travel with me to Mallorca for a college reunion girls trip, but nothing goes as planned. I wasn't having that hot of a start in the morning because I went out last night, so I was out until 3:30 and I had to be up at 6:30. Good morning. I feel like I could barely see straight at this point, and you know when you're just like sweaty and nauseous, and I was like, all right, just get me to the airport. It's only an hour flight to Mallorca, so I was like, it's not that bad. I get to the airport though, and my flight's just canceled, literally canceled, and there was no other direct flights from Nice to Mallorca for the rest of the day. So as I'm having this brain fog, I'm like, okay, we need to brainstorm and look at other flights, and basically everything else was like, I'd go to another country, come back. So I drove an hour back to the hotel and I went back into my room, and basically the choice was either wait and take the same flight tomorrow morning or go to Luxembourg on a connecting flight today. And I was like, you know what, I gotta get to my friends, I gotta get to my girls. So I got my bags out again, we went back to the airport, hour drive again. So now basically I'm flying an hour and a half to Luxembourg, and then I'm flying 2 hours to Mallorca from Luxembourg. I love this though. I love a little spontaneous change in the day. We're going to see another country today. So I got a sandwich. It was like chicken, egg, cheese. It was flaming hot. It was delicious. And at this point, I'm like, I'm not hungover anymore. Like, all is good. We go to board the next flight, and we were staying in this like tunnel, I guess, for like 40 minutes. It just like was delayed. It was pretty hot in there. It was a little bit like, you know, cooking. It was like a sauna. Everyone was fanning themselves off, and then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I am hungover and not feeling so great. So I slept on the flight to Luxembourg. We landed. I was like, look at this, I'm in another country. Now, because we took off late, I landed at 5:20, and my boarding for my next flight closed at 5:40. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to stay the night in Luxembourg. But I made it. We sprinted, and I was like, thank you. I was like, maybe it's the positive energy I'm putting out right now, but we made it back on the bus, back to another plane, and then, guys, no one else was in my row for this flight. I was like, this is the biggest treat in the world. So I got to lay down, look at this tour of Luxembourg. I was like, there's a castle. This is the prettiest place I've ever seen. I would love to come back. So then I had some food on this flight, and then I just tried to lay down, tried to sleep. And finally, 8 p.m., we're landing in Mallorca. Mind you, I was supposed to be there at 10 a.m., and it was now, I didn't get there until 10:30 p.m. So just at this point, I'm like, the world, like nothing could be better. I have an iced coffee. Me and my driver are getting along. He took me to go see the sunset. He was like, why don't we just pull off here? You go get a photo of it. It's so stunning. I was like, we're having the best day ever. To get to the place that we're staying, you have to go up this really narrow, windy road. And my driver was like, my car's not going to fit up there. So basically, we drove an hour up this hill. We lost our cell service, so we had like no maps. We had no idea where we were going. It was pitch black. His car like couldn't fit. It was actually really scary. So I walked into a random person's house, and I had to ask for their Wi-Fi so that I could text my friends and find them. I literally thought I was sleeping in a stranger's home. You have no idea. But then we made it. My friends came over. They brought me back dinner, and Kristen brought us these shirts that say Gurk Bags, which is our band. So all the Miami girls are back together. We haven't been together since graduating, so we're so excited for this trip. We played some games, and it was all good. The band is back together.